Hey you guys, Summertime Kev is here, and this is my best mod on my 21 Fish Pro, and I have the cover, the seats off and the cover off so we can dig in there and take a look at it. I also want to mention this is a 491 hour machine. $491.2 hour machine, and it has got oil changes and spark plugs every 50 hours, just 50 to 60 for oil, and spark plugs every 100, and I don't have any problems out of this. Nothing has gone wrong with this ski so far. The oil is perfect, the reservoir for the coolant is perfect. The inside is I'm gonna cover that, how to take care of it so it looks like this after 491 hours. So I'm about to show you a modification that I feel is one of the better modifications on now. You guys have seen my Fish Pro 21 Fish Pro, and it's got a lot of accessories on it. It's got lights on it. I've upgraded the transducer, so I have down scan. You've seen a lot to it, but I want to show you some part of the upgrade and the modification that's probably the best I put on here. And basically it's a switch box, an 8-gang switch that you can hook all of your accessories to, whether it's a bilge pump, whether it's lights, whether it's that, maybe you do a pump like the Fish Pro, the Trophy has, any of those things. I have lights. Maybe you live in a state or an area where you can run your jet ski at night on the lake and you need some way to hook your lights up. Well, you can wire them straight to the battery. Well, that's no good. So you can wire them and have a little switch. I have had jet skis with lights and batteries on them for a long time, and I've not found anything that's nearly as good as this. They get water in them, they rust, the wires are no good, the little switches, they're nice. I always bought the light up ones. You can get them at any parts store. They just don't last because you're getting water on this stuff. I bought the waterproof ones. I've tried them all. Let me show you what works. Now I've got the top, this cover off so you can see, because we just got back from the ocean and we did a lot of fishing, and I rode this on the ocean about 8 days and got it all cleaned up. Today's gonna be a freshwater ride, but let's just look at what we've got. It's called MIC tuning, and it's a P1S. It's an RGB 8-gang switch panel. Unfortunately, I have to look it up, but the barcode is torn off for some reason. So it came with all kinds of stuff. Mounting hardware, it even came with a screwdriver. But this mounting hardware is I was particularly interested in because it is powder coated, it's not gonna rust, and there are so many pieces you can configure it in many areas of your ski. So if you have a Fish Pro, my suggestion is you do it just like I did. And here it is right here in play. And I drill these holes right here, do this, and then secured it with one of these metal brackets. I'm not sure which one, there's several of them, and then it secures down the side. But what really makes this great is I'm gonna take this top off for you. Now I zip tie it right here. I don't want it to bounce open. I don't know that it ever would. I don't do a whole lot of jumping waves, but in Florida I do. So we get a lot of air in Florida, and we hit a lot of chop going through the ocean and the Gulf of Mexico and all of that. So I'm gonna cut these zip ties off and open it up and show you what it looks like. But it was very simple you have 2 wires right here going to your battery. So all you have is one extra battery, one extra cable on each one of your batteries. You got an extra positive and extra negative. Now this battery is a 30 amp hour battery, and it's mounted on a separate bracket because it's a much bigger battery. A lot of people go with the 2 batteries, which is a great setup. I just didn't want to do the 2 battery setup. I wanted to try the 30 amp hour or 32 amp hour first. So those go to this switch down here. It's your main fuse. If anything goes wrong, that will get thrown, and then it won't do anything to your battery or to your ski or anything like that. But so you can do 8 different accessories in here. That's what makes it good, because right now I've got white lights on the back down here. I'm gonna take a look at those. We're gonna turn the white lights on with this switch, turn the whole thing on. White lights are right here. Now these don't look bright because it's full daytime, but that's a bright light right there. There's one here and one on the other side. And these are independent. Now I also have green, and you can buy these lights any color you want. So I'm gonna turn that one off and turn the green on. We got green. I really like the way the green looks. I know most of you have seen some of my videos, and I show that green light as I'm, going in at dusk a lot of times, and I like the way it looks. Also, it is a fish attractant, but so are white. But in my state, we can't be on the lake after dark, so that's something to think about. So the other thing, and I got front lights, and I got an interior light, and I changed that to red from white because the white was kind of blinding me. The red's not optimal, but you can get these strips in any color, so it's so simple. I'm gonna say what you do need to do is mount this remote control. It has a wire going through it right here, and goes back to this control box, or the actual game box there. This needs to be mounted. You can just let it dangle, but eventually these wires right here will break, and then it won't operate properly. So I've also got front lights on, the front headlights. I've had these on multiple skis, and they're just rock climbing lights. You can get these just about anywhere, and they are bright, very, very, very bright. So, but that's not what we're talking about. We're going to talk about this whole system here. What I really like about it, it also came with all these stickers. They say anything from auxiliary 1 to rear, front, air, fan off, GPS, auxiliary, dozens and dozens of stickers. And then that's what you would put on your control, like I did right here. So I've just got mine numbered 1, 2, front headlights, then interior, and then 5. I don't have anything on 1, 2, or 5, and I've got underglow and aft lights and 8. So all these, even though they come on, there's nothing hooked to them. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4 more accessories I could hook up anytime, or you could double them up. If you want all your aft lights to be hooked to one, you can. It's no big deal to do that. My suggestion is, though, definitely mount that, and then try and get this piece up, as high as you can. That piece down there, that switch, would probably be better served up high someplace. But I don't take on any water, and hopefully I never will. But if that did get submerged with water, it would trip immediately, and then you don't got an issue. All right, let's cut those straps off, those zip ties, and see what that looks like behind it. We're gonna take a look at this. And this is the MIC Tuning T1's RGB 8-gang switch panel. So like I mentioned, I do have these zip tied right here, just so it doesn't come loose when I'm on the ocean hitting a bunch of waves or jumping. So we're going to pull those out and just take this little snap off so we can see what we got underneath here. That one there. So that's it. So what I really liked about this, where you just push these in, and they're labeled. That sticker seems to be coming off a little bit, but this was a great setup. And then the remote control clicks in that little white, in the little white switch in the middle. It clicks right in, and then you've got your positive and your negative going to this and supplying, and then this is how you supply all of your accessories, and it connects it to the remote control. So, super simple. It's just a great idea, and this one just works good. So this, I don't know what the numbers are, I can't see them, and say if this might correspond to 1 switch, to 2 switch, 3 switch, whatever, all the way down. So you're just plugging your accessories into this, and the wires just plug in the screw out. You pull a little screw out, push them in there, and screw it down, and it holds really good. It holds small wires too, because all your LED lights are not going to have big wires on them. And so This is a little bit better look of this. Yeah, so it's all covered up nice and neat. So I mean, it holds sturdy, but it probably doesn't need those zip ties, but I've been putting the zip ties right there just to make sure it holds good. And another thing, when you get this all, when you do your lights, make sure that you're attaching your wires to something to keep them from bouncing everywhere. Make it as neat as you possibly can. I've done my skis where they are not neat. I mean, you know, 2 or 3 years go by and I've added lights for this and lights for that. And when I go, then in the spring or whenever, I'll open up my ski and I'll go, where do all those wires go? And it just looks terrible. So it's not a big deal to take any of these wires and just loosely zip tie them to something that's already there, that's already secure. And so you'll see that, because I mean, I've got all the lights, the wires for these lights, the wires for this transducer, you know, they're all coming through here and you can't really see them. It all looks pretty factory. If someone really wanted to get fancy, order, you know, colored wires. Maybe do blue and red, or green and red, so all of your non-factory wires stand out. I think that would be a cool idea, but I didn't do that. So I've just got some standard wire. Oh, and when you order wire to run your lights and stuff, make sure that you get a good wire. If you buy junk wire, like I did one time, I'm gonna show you one. This, I put SHIT wire, it doesn't hold up. I thought this was gonna be a good wire. This garbage wire turns white, whatever this brand is. Terrible. After a year or two, this wire and this insulation just turn white powder. And I like to throw in a tip in these videos when I do them, and the reason being is because I messed up or it happened to me. You look out for what happened to me and maybe it won't happen to you. And I'm going to show you what happens on a lot of these Sea-Doos. You've got these tabs where the screws go in, okay? And they're permanently fixed, but not. So they just go in real easy. They snap in, like if you pinch this, it snaps in and comes out. Watch this one and this one, because if they fall through, it is almost impossible to get your hand back there to put it back up underneath. So that's why that one's missing. And you can't get your hand underneath there because there's something in the exhaust about this far from that hole. So that's my tip of the day for when you're taking your cover off to do your maintenance back here. What else can I show you on this? I think I've covered most everything. It's just, the remote control, again, is wired up in here, and it's got one wire that goes around to the back, and it's super long. I just got it, looks like I just got it balled up right here. And make sure when you do this, secure all of these. There's another thing I like about this, it's got these little holes and these little grooves, so you can really tighten. Oh, there's another extra zip tie, yeah. In case I ever had something, a fuse blow, and I got to do it on the water or something, replace the fuse. I got 2 extra ones to put on there, so I'm gonna put those back on. But tie this down tight. I mean, cinch these down good. You do not want any of this stuff doing this, because you got to imagine you're riding this and everything's vibrating, and just the least little bit of this is going to, you know, it's cause friction, and then the wires internal and inside of these casings, they're gonna break. So the less friction you get on them, the better. I mean, this is a 491-hour ski, and other than me not taking care of this black, I mean, I can get this white off of and get it shined up. I mean, it's still a good looking ski. I switched out the blue to silver here. Of course, the Fish Pros come with a blue gunmetal. I didn't like it, so I got black. Put those on. So that's my take on what kind of gang switch you should put on here. And I'm just speaking from experience. I've had lights on every one of my skis, speakers on every one of my skis that I installed, amps, all of that stuff. It's important to have this rather than running all your wires to the battery. You don't want 15 different sets of wires going to your battery. That is not good. So this has a main wire going from the battery to that switch down there, which will, if it ever got tripped, you just take the cover off and push the button in. Not be able to push the, no, yeah, that's yeah, it's all covered. It is not waterproof, but it is covered, so it doesn't get wet. And then you got the other little, just in case one of your accessories tripped a fuse, they're inside there, so that's easy to fix. You know, just on one. Everything else is still going to work. That's about it. Just, you know, I'm just speaking from experience. This is a good one. I don't even remember what it cost. It didn't cost that much money. If you like cool stuff, you know, like this dimmer, a brighter, and then you can change the colors if you like. One power on, one power off. So you could turn all these on. When you power it off, everything goes off. Turn it back on, everything's on at once. Or you can just do them individually. It's great. I love it. So, again, I'm Summertime Kev. You're watching Kevin 11 Outdoor Adventures, and this is one of my favorite mods on my Fish Pro, my 2021 Fish Pro 170. And I'm gonna put the seat on. I'm gonna put this cover on. I'm gonna put the seat on, and I'm heading to the lake because we're 72 degrees in Middle Tennessee today, and it's time to catch some crappie. Catch you guys on the next one.